What's up everybody, Alex here, and welcome to the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week. This week, the top build is Primordials. Now, Primordials have been the top of the meta the past week or so. The primary reason why is because with Anesix now, Anesix has been kind of retooled a bit, and with Rejuvenating Ritual, the second talent there around 10, you're able to really extend the length of the fight, and the result of that is the spawns, the Adelions there. What they do is they really do a lot of damage over an extended period of time. They've actually been toned down a bit in recent patches. However, they're still highly effective. When you couple that with the effectiveness of someone say like Keeper of the Light, the fact that you're basically with the Mage Alliance, you're increasing magic damage taken by 40%, and you have several units here that are doing magic-based damage, it really helps to amplify the DPS that your units are capable of. And when you see them in combat, you'll see just what I mean. Alright, so when we pit these Primordials against our usual suspects here, you're going to notice a few things. First of all, Maelstrom. I don't usually do this. Now, I've actually put an item in play here, but I simply want to illustrate, especially to those that might be new to the game, how effective the Arc Warden is with a good item. Now, Maelstrom works perfect with Arc Warden because when he actually spawns his copies here, he's going to be duplicating any item that the Arc Warden is carrying, and the result of that is that something like Maelstrom, which has a 25% chance to do 100 additional damage to 4 targets, the chance is basically doubled. You get 25% chances, not 50%, 25% chances. So it overall is very effective. So let's take a look here. In the actual battle, what you're going to see, we left enough space for the Archer of Anesix to spawn, Arc Warden to spawn his as well, even with the assassins jumping. You'll also notice that the opposing team was turning into chickens quite often. We did that because what we did is we've positioned our shaman along the perimeter here to basically increase the opportunity to have that shaman effect, which is to, of course, turn someone into a chicken. We increase that probability by having them on the outside. And for our second build of the week, we've got dragons with a whole swath of different alliances. Now, the main point here is that you want to have your knights in the front. You want to have them positioned one cell away from one another in order to maximize their ability to take advantage of the 20% physical and magical damage resistance that they're going to have. You want to have Viper, whose corrosive skin unlocked by the Dragon Alliance is going to basically slow and inflict damage to any of the assassins that might jump on the back of the Troll Warlord and the Dragon Knight, who are your primary DPSs in this circumstance. Your front line, which you want to have, is you want to have some high value units. Here I'm using Kunkka and Tidehunter. They're ideal. If either one's banned, all you want to do is you want to put units up front that can do, good stuns or basically hold that front line. Even someone like Pudge can do that. Pudge can really absorb some damage, pull people towards them, especially if people are hopping into the back. Pudge actually from this distance, if someone's on top of Puck, it's entirely possible that Pudge in this position will pull that unit away from Puck. So in combat, what you'll notice is that your primary damage dealer is going to be your Dragon Knight. People often underestimate, especially when they're new to the game, how much damage the Dragon Knight will do. And with the Knight Alliance bonus here, you'll notice that it's set up in a way that all 4 of them are active. They're within one cell of one another, and it allows them to stay up. It extends the length of the fight. Hobgen, you want to go like, Molten Armor if you're up here. If you want to supercharge him, you can go back here. And if you're going to work on, say, for instance, Explosivo and you want to do a build there, then have him in the back. You could even do something like this where you put him in the corner here and you have the Viper here. I would actually switch the two like this so that you can use the Viper to protect your 2 primary damage dealing units. That is if, of course, you want to do Hobgen in a different manner. But if you want to go, Melting Point and keep it secret, for instance, you want to have him up front. So anyways, that's build number 2. Let's take a look at build number 3. Alright, so for build number 3, I know the jail's been stressing a lot of people out, so I tried to come up with something that's a little different and has a few different options if units get banned. Now, this is what I came up with. This is actually an 8-unit build. It's brutes with a little bit of flair in your druids. Now, your druids are going to buff each other up. You have lone druid on the front, so you could get that to bear off very, very quickly. You're going to get very high value units very, very quickly with this build. And the nice thing is the brutes are once again going to extend the length of the fight. Hobgen and Anesix can be interchanged in this build. I like Hobgen because, again, keep it secret is simply fantastic. But what you want to do here is you simply want to have a very strong front line. You want to work with the brutes. You line them up in this manner here because you want to maximize the amount of damage and the amount of debuffs you can be applying. You want each individual brute to be attacking different units, and that means that you're going to be applying a greater debuff and refreshing that debuff more often. So anyhow, this has been a very effective build for me. I thought it was really good because these are very, they're meaty units, and also with the Necrophos in the back, it's going to help keep them up, keep their healths up, and again, even with an Essex, if you go Rejuvenating Ritual, it'll really help extend the length of the fight, which will give you the advantage overall, especially with brutes and their debuffs. And the fourth build of the week, I know you guys knew they were coming. We got the Insects Assassins. Now, I'm telling you right now, these have been one of the most effective builds going in the last little while. Insects kind of got dialed back a little bit with the reduction of the spawn speed of the spider, so you get a lesser initial push in sheer DPS. However, what I want to illustrate here, you might be thinking, hey Alex, that Ogre Magi, that's weird. Why do you have an Ogre Magi there? I just want to illustrate that, especially with the jail system being what it is, you can be creative with the way you use units. Now, a lot of people chase the alliances, and that's fine, right? These bonuses are ideal, and especially with assassins, right? You have to ban 3 assassins to lose the opportunity to get 6 full assassins, so assassins are great to go to, but the other, someone like Ogre Magi, they work great with assassins because they're bloodlust. Now, he's going to bloodlust himself first, but the idea of bloodlusting units, especially if you can get an Octarine on him, it's really going to maximize the amount of DPS that your assassins are able to do. Someone like, PA with Bloodlust, it's going to exponentially increase the amount of damage he does. And look how long, Ogre Magi was up for. He Bloodlusted like 3-4 units. If you can get an Octarine on him, he's going to be doing even faster. These units with Bloodlust are incredibly effective. So what I'm trying to illustrate here is that even if you can't finish certain alliances, be smart with the pairings you create with certain units, right? Like Sven and Dragon Knight's a perfect example of that. Dragon Knight, the durability of Dragon Knight's not what's valuable. It's just Dragon form and the amount of DPS he's able to do. And with Sven, you can increase that. And with Bloodlust here, you're able to increase the amount of DPS the assassins are doing. So definitely look out for awesome synergies available to you in the daily meta. All right, and the last build of the week, this is one I want you guys to comment on because I've had a little bit of fun with this one here. Basically, what it is, I've been trying to make Legion Commander work. I just, and this build, it could use a little bit of work, so I want to hear your opinions on how we could maybe even improve this, but here's the idea here. So we want to unlock the Dragon Alliance bonus. We want her to get her health back whenever she wins a duel, and then what we want to do as well is obviously we want to be building up her ability to get to win duels by increasing the amount of damage she's doing. So we want to get to Legion Commander early. We have her in the back because we don't want her to be the first to engage. We kind of want to delay her engagement by a few seconds. Now we might have a few assassins jump on her, but what we want here is we want to delay her engagement so that she can kind of jump on and kind of take out a relatively weak unit. We're running with an Essex here because we want to, you can do either the End of Medicine or Rejuvenating Ritual. I tend to go towards Rejuvenating Ritual. I find it to be very successful. We're going with the Dragons, of course, because of the synergy with, the Dragon Knight and with the Legion Commander. And we're going with Sven because I just mentioned Sven, especially when you increase the amount of sheer damage that someone like Dragon Knight's doing. That's phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. And the Legion Commander is going to benefit from that damage as well. So it might not work in this example here. Well, she's going up against the Bloodseeker, which is a great kind of situation. She didn't get the win. Is she going to get the win on the Anti-Mage? She does. And again, delaying her, not keeping her on the front line, really helps her to kind of get that win. Helps her pick off a weaker unit or an assassin or something along those lines. She has had her armor reduced in a recent patch, but I've been trying so hard to get Legion Commander to work. I haven't been very successful. As you can see, she did 2,800 damage here, where Dragon Knight's doing almost 8k, Viper's doing 4.5, Puck is doing 3, Sven's doing 3, and Sven is even a very good damage dealing unit, honestly. So Legion Commander still needs work, but over time, if you're able to build up her DPS, you might have yourself a winner. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to my subscribers. I hope these builds help you this week. Oh, and apparently there might be a big patch coming this week, so keep your fingers crossed for some big changes. Take care, everyone, and have yourself an absolutely wonderful day.